there are lots of wonderful strategies coming out to treat depression. One of the strategies that we're most excited about at the Institute is the cultivation of gratitude. Let's look at a recent research study. In this research study, 300 university students were divided into 3 groups. All students reported clinically low mental health related to anxiety and depression. In the first group, they were asked to engage in counseling only. The second group were asked to engage in counseling and to write a gratitude letter each week. The third group were asked to engage in counseling and to write down their deepest, darkest thoughts. After the 3 weeks, all students continued in counseling. After those initial 3 weeks, 4 weeks later, researchers assessed everyone's mental well-being. The group who had engaged in the gratitude letters did by far the best in terms of mental health outcomes. This was still true even 12 weeks later. This is wonderful because it shows us that gratitude practices really do pay off. There were some really interesting things that they found too. They found that the letters didn't have to be shared. In fact, less than 30% actually shared the letters. It wasn't about the sharing of the letters, but really about just becoming cognizant of all the things that we're grateful for in our life. The second thing was that they analyzed everybody's journals and everybody's gratitude letters and found that the individuals who wrote the gratitude letters who had the least negative words, it wasn't about the positive words, it wasn't about using we instead of I, it was about having a lower amount of negative words. Those who had the lowest amount of negative words did the best in terms of mental health outcomes. This is something that we worry about sometimes with journaling. Sometimes when we journal, our negative thoughts can spiral. The opposite is true for gratitude, that when we are able to focus, positive thoughts can lead to more positive thoughts. I've used gratitude in a number of different ways in the clinic. Sometimes as a gratitude journal, sometimes as a family gratitude journal, where we just have one big book where we can keep writing in when we're grateful and what we're grateful for in that book. It's a shared journal. Sometimes we'll have gratitude moments, so the whole family will sit around the dinner table and say one thing that they're grateful for before they eat. We've also done a marble jar, where it's the same idea. We all sit around and say one thing we're grateful for, but as we say it, we drop a marble into the jar. So over time, we can see those experiences accumulate. I've had families also write on hearts and put it on a joint collage on the wall. It's all about being creative. But remember, when we focus on good things, we optimize, we become aware, and suddenly, again, we see that beautiful snowball effect happening in the right direction.